Welcome to the Cackling Jackal. My name is James, and today we're going to be playing Hand of Fate 2. Hand of Fate 2 is the sequel to Hand of Fate. If you didn't play Hand of Fate was a game in which you travelled around a map that was made up of cards, there was chance-involved strategy, you kind of had to manage some resources, and things happened to you. And then, once you would inhabit a card, if you went to a combat, for example, the game would become a third-person brawler with whatever weapons you picked up along the way and whatever boons and things like that. It was a really cool game. I played it a lot. I didn't finish it, not quite, but I was really excited when Hand of 2 came out yesterday. So I thought I'd jump on here and show you guys all what's going on. We're going to start a new game. Obviously, I'm pretty much completely blind. I have done a couple of combats, and that's it. I haven't even fought my first boss yet. So, yeah, this is pretty cool. Let's jump into the game.
Your memories are fading even now, gone to form the soul of the game we play. These pieces are new, as are the stakes. Life, death, and vengeance. We must ride, for time is short, and you have much to learn. Make your first choice, and let us set these wheels in motion once more.
Cool, so this guy is the Master of Fate, or I don't know what his actual title is, but that's what I'm going to call him. He basically runs the game for us. We are playing the game of Fates, so we can choose between a man and a woman. I might go bloke. See what happens.
These cards represent your history and our game. We know where they end. For you are here. Therefore, these cards must guide you to my side. Let us see what the journey holds. The fool steps into nothingness, because they know no better. In the same way, you must step into the void. You are a blank slate, and together we will write your history.
Cool, so first things first, that golden figure in the middle represents me. And we have landed on this forest ambush card, which means we basically have a forest ambush. So we've stumbled many miles through this forest in search of the thieves who robbed you. Though exhausted and hungry, you were determined to reclaim your father's amulet. So this little tutorial sort of area has us chasing down our father's amulet, which has been stolen by some thieves. You can see down in the bottom left I've got life, I've got food, and I've got gold. Food is going to be used every time we move to a new card. It's also going to heal us a little bit each time we do that. And gold can be used for money. Life, obviously, when it reaches 0, I lose. So, I really like the way that these games work, is that you can see we've got the 4 of Greed, represented by a playing card. Greed being a suit, and the Greed suit represents thieves. So we're going to be fighting 4 of them, and their leader. So we finally catch sight of the thieves, hacking at a large tree, and arguing amongst themselves. We either move closer to eavesdrop or keep our distance. I'm going to move a little bit closer.
Every element of the game has been improved, even those that seem at first glance familiar. Do not worry, you will soon understand the nuances.
Cool, so this is basically a test, and how they represent the chance of this test succeeding is by having, in this case, this is relatively easy because there's 3 success cards and 1 fail card. I just need to try and not pick the fail card. Cool. Creeping forward, you overhear their leader spouting orders. It's simple, he says. The idiots walk down the road. You push over the tree and jump out. They're too scared to put up a fight. and we'll get rich. Why don't we just jump out and stab him? One retorts. Another hooded figure chimes in. Yeah, corpses don't put up a fight either. Frustration rises in the leader's voice. The Empire doesn't care if a few farmers lose some spouts, but drop a corpse on the royal road and the place will be filled with soldiers before you've even spent the coin. We don't need that trouble. Now, quiet. Here they come. So, you soon spot a group of farmers coming around the corner, bringing their wares to market, and they're represented by the Three of Toil. So we're going to have 3 farmers who are going to be helping us fight off the thieves. Let's leap to the farmers' defense. The thieves fell the tree into the path of the unsuspecting farmers and leap out, weapons brandished. Give us all your food! You draw your weapon with practiced skill. Well, you hear the leader's voice. You lads handle this, I'll meet you when you're done. So he's buggered off. And this is going to be basically a little bit of an introductory fight. So here's our thieves, our thugs. Violence for the sake of violence and theft for the sake of money. Thieves attack frequently and can evade standard attacks, making heavy weapons less effective. Here we are with our wooden shield and rusty sword. So we basically have 4 things we can do, plus a few others. So that was a critical hit there. If we get our combo meter up enough, which you can see in the top right corner, we can perform a critical hit, which does a lot of damage. That's because we have a weapon that allows us to crit. Like that. The other thing we can do that's special is if we get an enemy to be sort of knocked down, we can finish them with a finishing move. And those are usually pretty cool. The farmers fumble in their haversacks in gratitude. Thank you, adventurer. I'm sure after they took our food, they would have taken our lives as well. Cool. So they've given me 10 food. More, I don't know, how much food was that? 12? You fall on the food with a sigh, shoveling bread into your mouth to quell your hunger. Your satisfaction lasts only a moment before you realise your father's amulet is not among the takings. So we just ate a food and gained 5 health, which happens every time we move to a new card. The leader must still have it. You set to your feet, determined to find him. So let's move along to this card. A friend in need. While enjoying a moment beside the fire, you spy a strange figure approaching your camp. It's a goblin, dressed in what must pass for goblin finery. From beneath a filthy fox pelt, serving as an ill-fitting wig, the goblin winks at you with wild red eyes. Aha! I've been roaming for hours trying to find you. You must get this over with quickly, if I have any hope of getting to all the people on my list before sunrise. It lowers a sack from its shoulder. Now, from within my sack I can conjure whatever your heart desires. The goblin's voice trails off as he examines his sack. Well, I could if there wasn't a blooming great big hole in it. His head disappears entirely into the bag, and his bulbous nose protrudes from the breach. Is this guy Santa? I think we've just met Goblin Santa. He has a sack with anything we want in it. He has to visit everyone who wants on it before sunrise. I don't know. A new plan then. The goblin pulls out his last trinkets. Soldier's sword, warrior's axe, or shield. Let's go with a soldier's sword, probably. So, here we can look at the stats between the soldier's sword and the neglected sword. So, critical strike strikes better. So, with the new sword, it'll do 250% of the damage, but it requires 1 extra hit. So, 10 hits in a row without getting hit, and we can do a critical strike. We also get the riposte thing, which means against northerners, riposte deals 125% damage, and one-handed, which means it can riposte. So, northerners have an ability to do combo attacks. and we can basically riposte and interrupt their attacks to do damage with the swords. Cool. A wise choice. Now I must go. There are many others I must visit before I can rest. The goblin runs off tonight, his fox wig flapping in the evening breeze. It seems like Goblin Santa, which is a thing. Next card. Finding forest folk.
This card has a token. Can you find it?
Cool. So if we succeed on this card in doing what we want, we will actually get access to that token, which is pretty cool. That token will unlock more cards. It might be more equipment. It might be more encounter cards. It might be a bunch of other things, which is pretty cool. And that will unlock it for all future runs. Your journey through a forest is interrupted by an inquisitive child. Are you searching for the forest folk? My uncle says that they used to walk these woods giving out gifts. I want to find one and ask for a lemon cake. As they dash off to peer under a nearby log, the child shouts back, Remember, if you meet the forest folk, get me a lemon cake. In the other direction, an eerie song hangs in the air. You attempt to find its origin. Cool. So let's try not to fail this time. You follow the song through the thicket and stream until you find an open glade bathed in golden sunlight. You find an aged maiden, her posture bent like the boughs of a forest. It's been 12 winters since I had a visitor. Her voice is a whisper, yet it thunders in your ears. May you visit me when you are in need, adventurer.
This is yours now. Even if you lose the challenge, you have earned this token.
Cool. So it's a little bit of meta progression.
Nothing could be more fitting now than meeting the mage who started this all. Or at least, started it all for you.
The Royal Road. A trail of fallen trees and distraught farmers leads you to the thieves who had stolen your amulet. It seems their infighting has only gotten worse. The bandits surround their former leader, weapons drawn. 4 of greed. And there's the leader. Everyone will get their fair share. There's no need for violence, the leader implores. Whoever heard of that a thief talking about fair shares, spits one. You turn up and boss us around. We've barely stabbed anyone. It's been days since I've stabbed someone. Days! The leader notices you approaching and waves you over. As much as I'd love to continue this discussion regarding my stabbings, I'm afraid I have urgent business with my associate here. Hey, as he greets you, he whispers, Keep me alive, and there'll be plenty of gold for your trouble. Let's tell him that gold cannot replace the amulet he stole. He holds up a finger. First rule of negotiation. Never let them know what you want. Kill my associates here, and I will gladly return your amulet. Ever reliable, the thieves draw their blades to mug you. The leader hurries away to hide. Give us your stuff or we'll stab you up, one of them growls. You consider your options. We can either fight or give them all our food and gold. I am not a fan of giving them my food and gold. So you draw your weapon and prepare to deal with the miscreants. And you can see here we can riposte by attacking immediately after defending against an enemy attack. So we can defend with Y to block an attack. And that's what we do when there's a little green indicator over their head. And then we can immediately attack them. And there's us. Cool. Here we have an opportunity to do a finisher, so let's stab him right through the gut and throw him off the bridge. Oh, that hit me? That's good. Thought it was out of range. Ooh, come on. I got hammered on then. Cool. Easy. With the battle resolved, the thieves' leader nods in approval at the carnage before him. He holds out a hand. The name is Malaclips, Bard Extraordinaire. His smile fades under your withering glare. Sensing your anger, he raises his hand in surrender. Wait, wait! Let's not be hasty. We're on the same side here. I am an upstanding citizen, just like you. I've been working with the thieves, yes, but only for the greater good. No, really! They were killing people before I came along. I know it seems bad, but look! He pulls out an amulet from his pockets and presses it into your hands. All is forgiven, yes? You stare at the amulet. It does not look familiar. Oh, Malaclips says, scratching his head. He opens a small satchel. So, which one is yours then? We get to choose an amulet here. The lion's cool. The pharaoh's interesting. I'm gonna go with, is this an eagle? I think that's an eagle. The eagle amulet. That suits you. You have very, very similar facial structure. Say, you know what? I'm lonely. You're lonely. We should work together. I'm not sure if this is good or not, but you have befriended Malaclips the Trickster. We should probably get to know one another, seeing as we're going to be friends for life, Malaclips says. Tell me, where are you from? Cool. I haven't gotten this far when I first played, so... Is this some form of character creation? It seems so. Cool. We have a face. So we can choose where we came from. This is... Okay. Yeah, we'll choose the north. The north mountainy area. I kind of like this one. I kind of like it in this like bright auburn. Or, I don't know. Auburn, is that auburn? I don't even know what auburn is. Auburn's a colour. I think I might like the green. The green and the red. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Finish. From the Eastern Belt, eh? You don't say. Good sorts from the Eastern Belt, very trusting. Oh, by the way, I mean we, friend, owe money to Vignus of the Thieves Guild. He is quite angry at us. We should journey to Maya Bridge together to appease him. Some gold might help. Interesting. I don't know why he means we. Although, come to think of it, I am rather busy. Malaclips eyes a pretty trader hiking up the road. So, it'd be best if you get the gold and I meet you there. Has he basically just dumped his debt on us? Because that's what it feels like. Cool, so we've got a new map here, which we can look at a little bit closer at. Let's go. 158 health.
Let us learn what sort you are. Strong? Clever? Wise? The circumstances under which you come here put the lie to that.
Arm wrestling. You enter a competition of strength at a fair. A gold prize is available for the winner. Cool, which is good because we need gold. The first round of competition, your opponent is the diminutive Roland, a halfling from a travelling troupe of acrobats. Okay, Roland. So this is a new mechanic.
These dice are another small game embedded in our game.
New mechanic to Hand of Fate. That's what the game's called. And we've got to roll at least 10, and we can choose to re-roll some of them. So let's go. Or we can just get 13 right off the bat.
Victory. You are learning.
Roland is no match for your strength. He gives a disappointed backflip off the table and collects his meager winnings, then cartwheels out the door. Cool, we got 10 gold. You take your reward from the pursuer on the way out to the tavern. When you return, you will compete in the next round for a larger prize. Cool. Up. Alright. Let's go right.
The roads have become even more deadly since the Empire has come to power, despite their promises of the opposite.
The road ahead is blocked by an overturned carriage and a woman calling for help. Please help, she cries. I've been robbed by a band of thugs. Is there anything you can do? So we can just refuse, or we can assist them. I guess we're going to assist them. Let's roll these dice. Easy. Thank you, the woman says as you help her from her carriage. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. Okay, 10 gold, nice. 20 gold. Cool.
Celebrations in aid of what?
Oh shit, I don't know what I just clicked.
You see how quickly the actions of the usurper are turned into tales for children.
The parade ends in the town square. You watch as the villagers take turns smashing the statue with a club and gathering the food and gold that spills out. The local notices your interest and asks if you'll like a turn. Is this a pinata? Sure. Huge success, 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 and fail. Success. The club strikes the chest of the tree-laden beast. Some gold falls out. You savor their spoils and try to scoop them up before anyone else can. Cool, we can gain some gold, or we can... Cool, 5 gold. That's alright then, I guess? Yeah, sure, grab more. Okay. Nice! We got both of them. Awesome. 70 gold already.
Water is a symbol for the many thoughts that churn beneath the surface. What is it you're thinking of? What concern is worrying at your mind?
Deep water. While crossing a stony bridge, you'll suddenly find yourself confronted by a villainous band. 4 of steel. You could stand and fight the fiends, or you could throw yourself. Let's fight. 4 of steel. So these guys won't be the thieves, because they were the 4 of greed, I think. So we'll see what the 4 of steel are. They might be guards or something? Soldiers? Yeah, okay. The first line of defense against any who would question the Empire. Empire enemies wear armor that reduces damage by 3, rendering light weapons less effective. Okay. Let's try and take this one out. Let's quickly. Oh, I'm taking damage. Cool, 1 down. Okay, come on, buddy. Wow, I'm taking a lot of damage. But I survived, so that's good. Awesome. Deep water. Having spilled your enemy's blood, you search the bodies for anything useful. Oh, I got some equipment. Cool. Shield.
A simple defense. You can do better given time.
This is better than my wooden shield that I've got, so let's equip it. Gain 3 food. Cool. Let's jump over here, jump over here.
Here we come to the end of the beginning. Running errands for mages.
If this is a fight, I really don't have very much health.
I dare say.
You arrive at Maya Bridge as the sun begins to dip below the horizon. You find Malaclips perusing a selection of cheeses by the market. Ah, if it isn't my good friend, the adventurer. Did you bring the gold? Vignes has arranged to meet us at the graveyard. Graveyard's an interesting spot, because it could be chosen for its seclusion, or for its easy body disposal. Vignes greets Malaclips with a sly grin. Looks like you turned up after all. And with a lackey in tow. We had our doubts, you know. Cool, so Vignes here is the ace of greed, otherwise known as the anarchist of greed. Vignes cracks his knuckles and giggles. Well now, Malaclips, convince me. What's to stop me cutting off your head today? You reveal your gold as Malaclips scrounges his pockets for some. The heavy satchel of riches lands at Vignus's feet with a thud that echoes through the silence of the cemetery. I lost all my gold, my 70 gold. That's our deal done, Malcolm says, worry obvious in his voice. No need for any further trouble. I'm sorry, Mal. Vignus grins. You should have known the guild was never going to let you pay with stolen cash from our members in the first place. Is this a fight? The anarchist and the two of greed. There he is. Vignus, the crazed. Treacherous and greedy, a dangerous combination. Anarchists throw flaming bombs that cause fire damage. Your armor is of no use to you here. Cool, so... Shit. Oh shit, I'm almost dead. Oh fuck. One more hit. Okay. Cool. It's just you, mate. Come on. At least he... Okay. This looks relatively easy. We just need to wait for him to telegraph his attacks and get out of the way. Oh, Seems like this is a really easy pattern to follow. Nice. We just need to finish him. Cool. There you go, Bigness. Malaclips scratches his chin thoughtfully. It seems you could do with some savvy to help you navigate these tricky matters of diplomacy. Like maybe killing everyone wasn't the best idea. Come, let's discuss our partnership over an ale or two. I mean, killing everyone was basically what was going to happen anyway, by the looks of things. Cool, so this is where we have finished this particular chapter, this particular adventure, and we get to unlock our rewards. Now these rewards will be more cards that we get to access later.
Well done. You have cleared the first challenge, and now we can move on to the next.
Cool, so for completing the full, we unlock the Cardinal Blade and the Bastion of Purification. So these are equipments, looks like a sword and a shield that we can use later on. And we also get Market Thief, Tarts, Pies and Exotic Lies, Fork in the Road, and Arm Wrestling. Cool. You can also see Market Thief, we have, there is a token on that one. So if we encounter that card, we'll be able to unlock the next card. For befriending Malaclips, we get Malaclips' Problem and the Trickster. Cool. And is this the Maiden? Yeah, for fighting the Forest Folk, we get the Old Maiden. Now the Maiden was a card that was in the original game, and I wonder if this is the same Maiden. Awesome. Well.
Welcome to my challenges. Together we will traverse 22 paths of wisdom and despair in the hope of awakening.
Cool, so we've completed the Fool, and we'll move on to the Magician. We're going to have to do that next time on James Plays Hand of Fate 2. As always, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to keep up to date with all of our videos that go live, subscribing is the best way to do that. You can also visit our Facebook page, which is the Cackling Jackal on Facebook. Also our Twitter page, which is at Cackling JKL. All of that information can be found online. So we'll see you next time when we play Hand of Fate 2. Bye.
Come forwards, come forwards. Looks good.
I like how you consider how to spell kill.
Yep, it's good. What is it, Little Writing thing? Manuscript standard caffeinated cola, yeah.